Hi, I'm Jeff McCoy with 21 Country Market. We're proud to be in our 21st year of serving Jackson County and the surrounding communities. For all your fuel, food, and hardware needs, visit one of the 21 Country Market family of stores where it's always fast, friendly, and helpful. For more information, visit 21country.com.
What we do here is go back.
I mean, knowing you got to go to Spring Valley tomorrow night.
Yep.
So thanks to them, the Lady Vikes love the challenge. They love the opportunity, and we thank the folks from Parkersburg High for helping make this happen.
Lady Vikings looking for a big moment here tonight, Jeff, and it feels like it's teed up for them, coming off of a disappointing loss on Saturday down in Logan. You feel like they're certainly not going to be overlooking this game. They know this is a game that they need to come out and compete to be able to have a chance to win, and I think these are the kind of games that Coach likes. These are the kind of games that he wants to see what we're made of, and it's going to be a big opportunity.
Yeah, and that was a great challenge Saturday. That was a great opportunity. Logan, and we all know about them, one of the best programs in the state of West Virginia. And to go down there and get into the foul trouble that we got and not really be at full force in that game was very disappointing for our young ladies. But as I said, they've got to forget about that one. They can't play that one over. You can't look in the rearview mirror and see where you're driving the bus. So they've got to be ready to go here tonight, because I guarantee you Parkersburg's not feeling sorry for them losing to Logan.
No question about it. Jeff will step out. When we return, we'll have the starting lineups in tonight's opening tip. Lady Viking basketball. Lady Vikes host Lady Big Reds from Parkersburg. You've been listening to the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital countdown to tip-off right here on C98 The Bull.
Welcome you to the campus of Berkeley High. For tonight's game, we welcome the Parkersburg High Big Reds here to take on your Lady Vikes. At this time, we invite you to please stand and remove your caps as we honor America with our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of our singing air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of liberty and the home of the brave.
And now, let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the Big Reds, we welcome the fans here from Parkersburg. Wearing number 1, Taylor Miller. Number 3, Trinity Baylog. Number 15, Kiston Roberts. Number 22 is Byron Florence.
Number 25, London Hood. And the rest of the Big Reds, coached by Chris Murray. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Ripley High Lady Vikes. She wears number 15, a sophomore guard, Erin Ryan. Number 2, a sophomore forward, Morgan Shanklin. Number 33, a sophomore guard, Sophie Nichols. Number 55, a junior guard, McKinnon Hall. And number 32, a senior in the post, Yana Baldwin. And the rest of the Lady Vikes, coached by John Kennedy, Scotty Ullum, and Xavier Boyce.
All right, thank you, Mike Rubin, as always, for tonight's starting lineups. Lady Vikes in their home white, blue numerals, blue lettering, trimmed in gray, some blue and gray piping on the side of the jerseys and the shorts. The Parkersburg ladies in their road red with white lettering and white piping on the shorts. It will be Kiston Roberts will jump it up here at center court. We await the Lady Vikings to make their way out to the jump circle. Lady Vikes will be moving right to left. It'll be Kiana Baldwin jumping against Roberts. This will be a big win, Jeff. I mean, you can kind of feel it in the air here tonight.
Really, size-wise, both teams match up pretty evenly.
Yeah, agreed. I'm somewhat surprised at the size of the Big Reds. Not as big as we normally anticipate. Parkersburg has it moving left to right. It's Roberts reversing it back out to Baylog, and she'll reset out near the timeline, up the near sideline. She's guarded by Ryan. She'll step into a 3 right of the circle. High archer, and she buries it. What a start. 3-0 Parkersburg.
And she extended the Viking defense's shot over top of it and hit nothing but the bottom.
Lady Vikes break the 2-2-1 pressure and turn it over coming the other way. And they had an opportunity there, just could not convert. As we mentioned, Parkersburg will do everything they can to speed us up here tonight.
And Brian, a good job of throwing the ball over. You know, Coach Kennedy, and as he sees that a little bit, he might want to switch where the positioning of the players are so that Sophie gets that ball in the open floor.
Miller with the basketball, trapped into the corner. She goes to Hood. Hood baseline drive, reversing it back to Baylog. Fakes a 3, spins into the paint. Beautiful pass to Hood. She reverses it to Miller. Her shot won't go. Shanklin with the rebound.
And a good job there by the Lady Vikings on the defensive end.
Throw ahead. Sophie's got it, and his shot blocked, but a foul will be whistled in the attempt on Roberts. Good job by McKinnon Hall, Jeff, to look over top of the pressure and find the open Lady Vike.
And that's where it's at. And if we continue to do that, they'll do one of two things. They'll either get out of it or they'll change it up a little bit, because that's two really good opportunities the ladies have had here to start this game in the blue and white.
Sophie to the line, and that one's back iron. No good. Getting her going quickly, Jeff. We've seen her confidence wane from time to time when the shots aren't falling. She has to keep shooting. We have to have her scoring.
You're exactly right. No reason. I mean, shooters got to shoot. The only way you get out of the funk is keep firing it.
She makes 1 of 2, and it's 3-1. Lady Vikings trail by a bucket. Florence in the corner. Baylog, open 3, no good. Rebound by Miller. Good rebound by Taylor Miller. Now a baseline drive. A lot of contact.
She and Hall at it. Boy.
Steal there from Erin Ryan. Unfortunate call for Miller. Here's Nichols in the corner for three. That one's no good. And it's going to be rebounded by McKinnon Hall.
And that's the one thing McKinnon Hall does so well, Brian. She follows the basketball in the air, gets great position, gets an offensive board, which leads to a three-pointer and the lead for the Vikings.
Sophie did exactly what she needs to do, keep shooting. She makes the second one there. Lady Vikes lead at three on the way from Florence. No good. Rebounded by Baylog. Back out to Florence. Her three. No good. Rebounded by Roberts. And she traveled, no call, and shot up and out of bounds to the Lady Vikes. A lot of activity there. Not a lot of whistles.
No, and the one thing the Lady Vikes are going to have to do out of that zone defense is box out. Couple three opportunities there by the Lady Big Reds.
Lady Vikes break the pressure. Ryan into the front court, trapped. Turns it over as she tries to get it back to Hall, and going the other way. Roberts has her shot blocked by Sophie. Good defensive play by the sophomore.
Yeah, and Aaron's got to be aggressive on the offensive end. She's got to pull up and shoot that little 15-footer in transition. She is really good at that. She's got to forget about Saturday and go ahead and be the player that we know she can be.
Miller passes off to Florence. Now hand off to Baylog. They reset between the circles. Right-hand dribble. She'll get a screen. Nice screen and roll, but better defense by Sophie Nichols as she
got
comes
numbers.
up with the steal. Here comes Ryan. Mid-range jumper, no good. Rebounded by Florence.
Still got to shoot that thing. Didn't have good spacing down at the other end, Brian.
Roberts shot again blocked by Sophie. Back-to-back blocks for Sophie defensively. Vikings lead it 4-3 with 5:10 remaining here in the first quarter. It's been 1-3 from Baylog, and then the ball deflected out of bounds by McKinnon Hall. I love the activity, Jeff, on the defensive end out of the Lady Vikes tonight.
Playing with a lot of energy on that end of the floor. Had good opportunities on the offensive end. Just got to get it together down here a little bit.
Here's Baylog with it, guarded by Ryan. Looking for a screen. Now passes off to Florence right wing. She'll get a screen, and they're going to call that a moving screen 9 out of 10 times, Jeff. And, you know, the one thing that McKinnon did really well that time that got the foul on Hood was she beat Hood to the spot before she was able to get set up.
Good job on the defensive end thus far by the Lady Vikes.
Here's Ryan ahead to Baldwin. Baldwin across the timeline, passes off to Shanklin. Shanklin reverses it to Hall. Parkersburg will settle back into that half-court zone as they extend it out to a 1-3-1 now. Actually going man-to-man. So they've switched it up and playing the passing lanes and over and back. Good defensive play there by London Hood to deflect that basketball, and Lady Vikes called for over and back.
And we talked about that in the pregame, Brian. You can't throw it flat across that defense, whether it's a zone or man-to-man. Got to get your feet in the paint. Aaron's got to get more aggressive getting to the basket.
John Kennedy out on the floor. He's lucky he didn't get called for a technical. Here's Baylog's three. That's short. Rebounded by Roberts. Won't go. There's Baldwin.
Here come the Lady Vikes. But again, got to take care of the basketball. Unforced errors. Fortunately, it was a live ball situation, but we lost it out of bounds, so doesn't give Parkersburg an opportunity to get a run out.
Still 4-3 your score. Florence loses the handle. Back to Baylog left wing. Foul line extended. Back to Florence. She reverses it in the corner to Miller. Back to Florence. Baylog with it now left wing. She skip pass in the corner to Miller. Three on the way. That's too strong. Rebounded by Hood. Put back. Won't go. Hall with the rebound.
And again, the Lady Vikes giving a second opportunity, but still clearing it out.
Pass ahead. It's Sophie. Drives into the paint. Floater. No good. It's going to go out of bounds. Looked like there was some contact there. No whistle. Ball over to Parkersburg.
They are definitely letting them play out there tonight, and as long as they're consistent with it, no gripes, the kids will understand and figure it out, know how the game's being called.
It's been pretty consistent so far. It has been very physical on both ends. Both teams trying to adjust to that, as you said. Miller left wing. Foul line extended far wing. Here's Baylog now right of the circle. Back to Miller, far corner. She'll look at another three. That one's no good. Sophie gathers in the rebound. Lady Vikes dodged a bullet there, Jeff. It was a wide open three from Miller. Couldn't get it to fall, but you know they feel comfortable with Taylor Miller shooting that. She's had a couple of really open looks, and Lady Vikes got to get a hand in her face.
Parkersburg High very aggressive also on the defensive end. It's full court pressure.
Pass ahead. Lady Vikes have numbers. Shanklin back to Hall. And they'll reset it between the circles. Dribbling toward the far sideline across the top of the circle. Now to Ryan, right wing. She hands it off to Hall, guarded by Florence. Looking for a screen from Baldwin, guarded closely by Florence. Picks up her dribble. Now goes to Ryan. Ryan will reset. The sophomore. She goes to work on Hood. Now off to Sophie, guarded by Miller. Off to Hall, baseline. She'll back it out. Roberts on her. Roberts is a mismatch problem for the Vikes, Jeff. She's long, lean, and athletic, and she can guard just about anyone on the floor for the Vikings right now. So she's switching all those screens, making it difficult for the Lady Vikes to find seams to drive the basketball.
I'd like to see McKinnon. She gets that mismatch, though, going right at her because she's already got the one foul.
She's going to work on Florence right now. Now back to Aaron Ryan. Coach Kennedy imploring them to run the play. Aaron loses a handle on the dribble, now gathers it back in. Left-hand dribble, she'll go to work. Into the paint, out to Shanklin, near corner. Back to Hall. Hall's going to shoot a deep three from the left wing, and that was just some impatience as that one sails out of bounds.
Yeah, it was almost like, okay, we've been down here a long time. We probably better shoot it. And I still like her going off the bounce.
So 21. A timeout, full timeout by Coach Kennedy with 1:51 remaining here in the first quarter. Lady Vikes lead at 4-3. More Lady Viking basketball after this on C98, the Bull. I don't have a 20. In there. Are you kidding me? Shoulders fake, spin move into the paint, drops it off, and an easy bucket for Riley Hilling. Baylog, Jeff, is a fantastic ball handler. Parkersburg grabs the lead back.
Yeah, and the penetration was a killer. We had to switch up. We didn't rotate all the way around, left somebody wide open at the low post, and they laid it in.
Here's Aaron Ryan with it. Off to Nichols, three on the way, left wing, short. Rebounded, Lady Vikes. That's Shanklin on the offensive glass again. Under a minute remaining first quarter. Nichols to Ryan, down the block to Baldwin, turns, puts it up, no good. A lot of contact again, nothing called. Rebounded out of there by Hilling.
But also again, and Aaron making the right pass inside. But she was wide open 15, she's not looking at the basket, and her confidence is waning just a little bit from what we've seen early in the season because she would have pulled the trigger on that very quickly.
Florence, three on the other end, won't go. 40 seconds now, clock turning. Lady Vikes can hold for the final shot in a low-scoring affair here at the L Center. McKinnon Hall left wing, now down in the corner is Shanklin. Back out top to Nichols. Nichols swings it cross-court to Ryan. She'll penetrate down the block to Shanklin. 25 seconds. Back to Hall. Smacked and grabbed, and a foul is called with 23.3 to go here in the first quarter.
We're hesitating just a little bit on the offensive end, like should we drive it, should we shoot it? you get in no man's land a little bit. We got to be aggressive on the offensive end, trailing 5-4 with 23 seconds to go.
Oh, a beautiful inbounds pass as Baldwin connects from 6 feet. Hall gets the assist. Lady Vikes lead at 6-5. 12 seconds. Ball deflected out of bounds by Aaron Ryan. It'll stay on the Parkersburg end to our right.
Good job of being aggressive. They're letting him reach a little bit, letting him go, and Aaron is very aggressive on the defense.
Baylog in the corner. Florence. Time running down. 5 seconds. Baylog drives. Can't hang on to it. Finally, a double dribble called. That's a couple of times tonight that could have been called. 3 seconds left. Nichols has it up the near side. She has time. 1 second. She lets it fly off the back iron. It looked good from our vantage point, but wouldn't fall. And the Lady Vikings take a 6-5 lead into the second period. We'll step out. Return with more Lady Viking basketball right here on C98, The Bull.
Hi, I'm Jeff McCoy with 21 Country Market. We're proud to be in our 21st year of serving Jackson County and the surrounding communities. For all your fuel, food, and hardware needs, visit one of the 21 Country Market family of stores where it's always fast, friendly, and helpful. For more information, visit 21country.com.
In for Lady Big Reds, Miller, Roberts, Florence, Hood, and Lady Vikes turn it over. And it's Roberts. Gets the steal and goes end to end and lays it up and in.
Beaters us right into that. You could see it coming.
Too much space.
So we get a steal from Roberts. And now on the other end, another Lady Viking turnover. A rough start here to the quarter. If you're a Viking fan, offensive foul called on McKinnon. Her first, team's first.
Where we were so solid in the first period of taking our time, looking over the defense, throwing it down the floor. We've made 2 passes thus far, and they've been hope passes. We've thrown it in an area and hope our player can get it.
Peyton Harvey checks in for Baylog. Skip pass to Miller, now down in the far corner. As they penetrate, drop it off to Roberts. She can't connect. Back out to Harvey. Back to Miller, top circle. Roberts will shoot a 3. That's no good. Baldwin with the rebound.
Good job. Good box out by Baldwin.
Here's Ryan into the front court. Cross court, now she goes with it to Hall. Sophie will grab it, back to Hall, and they'll reset out around the volleyball hash line. Now near wing. Ryan, ball deflected and stolen. Turnovers mounting. Here's Roberts again. Left-hand shot up and in. And one opportunity. Kiston Roberts causing Lady Vikes all kinds of problems right now.
Yeah, she sure is. And all she's doing is overplaying the next pass. We are not faking a pass to make a pass. We're looking right at it and trying to throw it right through them. We just got to settle down, be solid with the basketball, not give them those live ball turnovers where they can get runouts such as that.
Roberts connects three-point play, and just like that, it's a 4-point Parkersburg lead, 10-6. Pressure. Vikings throw ahead and turn it over. Roberts again with the steal. Here she comes, right-hand layup, up and in. And Coach Kennedy wants a timeout. He is not happy with what he has seen here out of the Lady Vikes. And 30-second timeout, Jeff, we'll keep it here.
7-0 run by the Lady Big Reds, and not doing anything they weren't doing. We are just a little impatient, trying to go too quick. We're throwing the ball behind in a place where even if we catch it, we can't do anything with it. Sophie would have caught that ball at the midcourt line. She couldn't go backwards without going over and back. She couldn't go to her right without going out of bounds. And all they did was close out on her, and she ends up throwing her away. We just can't put our players in that type of position. You got to look ahead, see through the defense, and find an open player, not just throw it because you feel like you got to get rid of it or you're going to get trapped. So let's see what Coach Kennedy told them here in this short timeout.
Roberts leading all scorers with 7. She's outscored the Vikings 7-6 so far. Hall now comes near side. Good save by Ryan. Trapped and nowhere to go with it. She finds Hall. Back to Shanklin. Back to Hall. Now across the ball. One skip pass to Nichols. Nichols passes up on a 3 and reverses it back to Ryan. Now Hall. Off the Baldwin. Good pass. She'll pull up. 8-footer no good. Rebounded by Hood. The Lady Big Reds chance to add to this lead. Drive, strong take, a lot of contact on Harvey, no call. Baldwin pulls down the rebound. Lady Vikes get away with an over and back.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they called it. Definitely a good call. Lady Vikes were over and back that time as Sophie lost her hand, or lost her dribble that time, saved it backwards into the backcourt. Aaron Ryan there to haul it in, but it's a Lady Viking turnover. 12-6. Parkersburg leading. Roberts in the corner. She throws it away, and it will roll all the way to the other end and out of bounds. Lady Viking basketball. First mistake she's made tonight. She has been fantastic.
Yeah, and we needed that. 12-6, outscored 7-0 thus far in this quarter. And, you know, we've just got to be solid with the basketball.
Well, we also get to inbound it under our own basket as well, Jeff.
It's in the front court, so, yeah, it goes out of bounds there. Yeah, that's a right call.
Official come together to make sure that they're making the right
If they'd
decision.
inbounded it out of bounds on the baseline, it'd have came all the way back up here, but that's not what happened.
So Ryan with it, back to Hall, trapped in the corner, nowhere to go. Miller defending hard, passes off to Baldwin, Ryan, and she finishes through some traffic. Good pass from McKinnon. Good finish that time by Aaron Ryan. She's in the scoring column. Back to a 4-point lead for Parkersburg. Here's Hood, reversing it to Florence. She'll shoot a 3. That's too strong. Shanklin with the rebound.
And then throws it out of bounds. And just got to be cool. They're going to pressure you. Be strong with the basketball. Somebody's got to come back and help. But it was great to see Aaron Ryan. She didn't think about it. She caught it and shot it. And it went in the hole. So she just got to continue to play that way.
Harvey with it. Back to Roberts, left of the circle. Gets away with a walk. Back to Harvey, far corner. You rarely call that shuffle of the feet, do they, Jeff? It happens on all levels. And now Harvey off the bench cans a 3 as they extend their lead. Biggest lead of the night for them. They lead it by 7, 15-8. Skip pass. But Lady Vikes have numbers. Here's Nichols driving the basketball, and she is going to be fouled. Smart decision there as Roberts, Jeff, picks up her second foul, so that's big.
Good job by Sophie going in there strong and under control. Off the bounce that time, so
that could get Roberts off the floor for the rest of the half with 5 minutes remaining, and she has been the difference here tonight so far.
Mass substitutions again for the Big Reds.
That will get her off of the floor.
Looks like the girls do a lot like the boys. Coach Chrislip up there, man, he was mass substitutions, and the girls are doing the same.
Sophie makes both. She has 6 points here tonight. Back to within 5 with 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Here's Hilling off to Miller. Back to Harvey between the circles. She'll reset the offense.
Lady Vikes back in a man-to-man.
Good defense by Shanklin, nearly causing a turnover. Miller thinks about a 3. Good closeout defense by Sophie. And then Sophie blocks it out of bounds. That's Sophie's 3rd block of the ball game. And, Jeff, it looked like Miller just shot that ball out of bounds, but they're going to say it was off of Sophie.
Coach Kennedy trying to get a call over there.
He's not going to get it.
He might get one, and he might not like it.
That's right. Here's a 3 on the way, and Hilling buries a 3 from the right wing. And that's what they do. They just continue to pressure you, and they're going to shoot 3s early and often.
2 straight possessions where we haven't got out on 3-point shooters, and they're not going to be bashful.
Baldwin turns at the elbow, spins into the paint. She's going to be fouled by Haley McHale, I believe. That'll be her first, team's 5th.
Mark, there's 4:25 in the game. We trail 18-10. These are big free throws right here. Next couple minutes are going to be big. We can't let this game leak out to a 10-point deficit for the Lady Vikings.
Foul was actually on Riley Hilling. It's her first. Kiana misses the first free throw. Lady Vikes still trailing 18-10. 4:25 to go here in the first half. Second one short, rebounded by Baylog. Lady Vikes are going to be, actually they're going to say it just deflected out of bounds by McKinnon Hall to be Parkersburg basketball.
McKinnon Hall going in there trying to be very aggressive and snatch that rebound away, lost it out of bounds.
Lady Vikes go to the 2-3 as they extend that defense. Here's Hilling, ball deflected into the hands of Miller. Skip pass to Harvey in the far corner. Back to Miller, right wing, in the corner to Hilling for three. Got it, rattled around and fell in. Man, they moved the basketball well, Jeff. 21-10, Parkersburg leads it.
They utilize the skip pass, and they do not hesitate. As you said, there's no one bounce go nowhere with this team.
Lady Vikes in some trouble. They're going to have to find some offense here in the latter stages of this first half. Keep this thing within striking distance. Baldwin to Hall. She'll shoot a three left of the circle. Got it. Big shot. Big
Huge shot right there. Now we got to get some stops.
21-13, back to an 8-point game. 3:33 remaining first half. Miller in the near corner. Skip pass in the far corner to Hilling. Hilling will dribble it out. Ball deflected. Sophie almost came out of there with a steal. Actually, they were going to say it was off of Hilling.
Yeah, it was. Sophie was going the other way, and she back tapped it. Did the Ravenswood, the Parkersburg Big Red player, and
it's all the red and black.
It's just too much red.
Here's Ryan with it to Hall. Now to Nichols. Down on the block, they go to Baldwin. Power dribble. Ryan, left wing three. Got it.
They'll get you right back in it, partner. Great job of moving the basketball by the Lady Vikings, and a great shot by Ryan.
21-16, 3 minutes to go first half. 21-16, 3 minutes to go first half. Drive by Baylog. Can't finish. Baldwin keeps it alive. And it is going to be off of Harvey, who tried to save it and had a foot on the end line. Lady Viking basketball.
Baldwin in there. Kiana just battling on the boards.
2:50 to go. Lady Vikes chance to cut into this lead more, and Lady Vikes lose it out of bounds.
We are way too good to be throwing those kind of passes, Brian. You know, you loop it up there, you give them a chance. They're very aggressive. Beat one person, get by them, and move the ball up the floor. We're throwing it to a covered-up player, and it's just not there.
30-second timeout by the Viking bench, and you look at the stats, Jeff, 11 turnovers in the first half for the Lady Vikes. Parkersburg was 6. That's the difference. I mean, you're looking at a 5-point game right now. Shooting percentages are pretty similar. Lady Vikes a little bit of an edge there. They're 5 of 13 from the floor. Parkersburg 8 of 26. But the shot attempts are more for them because of all of the Lady Viking turnovers.
You're exactly right, Brian, and we warmed up from the three-point line, but those early turnovers that led to runouts by Roberts has given them this lead. We've cut into it, cut it to 5. Just got to take care of the basketball.
We're also +6 on the offensive glass, so 6 more shot opportunities Parkersburg had just from cleaning up the offensive glass. We skip past to Hilling, far corner. She reverses it back to Baylog. Baylog comes back near side to Florence. Back to Hilling. In the corner, they go to McHale. Moving the basketball around with some purpose, Jeff. They move it. I love to watch them pass the skip pass. Man, they utilize that so well. They've got so many good open looks at 3. Here's McHale. Good pass. She can't finish. Lady Vikes dodge a bullet. Here comes McKinnon Hall. She secures the rebound. Into the front court she comes to Ryan. Left wing back to Hall. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 21-16. Lady Vikes lead it. And a turnover as a good effort by Sophie. She can't corral it, but a turnover nonetheless. Parkersburg into the front court and a tie-up. What a play by McKinnon Hall. You bring the ball down And McKinnon Hall is going to get her hands on it, and that's what happened to Haley McHale.
Unforced errors, though, have been the difference in this first half. The Lady Vikes have definitely got to clean that up.
Deep three from Florence, no good. Miller with the rebound. Taylor Miller has been all over the floor here tonight, much like Roberts. Here's a three from Hilling. She got it.
Got to find them. Penetration and kick. That's 3 in this quarter.
24-16, back to an 8-point lead. Another turnover. Baylog with the steal. Here they come the other way. Miller off to Hilling, back to Miller. 24-16, 1:08 clock turning here in the first half. Baylog back in the corner. Florence baseline drive, skips to Hilling in the far corner. 3, got it.
Count it.
Goodness. They move the basketball so well, and they're back out by 11 just like that.
We got out of position. One thing you can't do in the zone that we're playing is guard nobody. Casper the Friendly Ghost won't hurt you in this game, but we were that time, and it left somebody wide open, and they just swing it, as you said, so well.
Ryan drives into the paint, has it stolen, and Shanklin's going to be whistled for the foul. Lady Vikings melting down a little bit here, Jeff, at the end of this first half, and they need to dig down and get a stop here.
Played so hard to get back into it and cut the deficit to 5 and had the ball, Brian, and just turnovers have been the difference.
You can see why this Parkersburg team has won 8 straight. As we talked about on the offensive end, they can shoot it well. They have the green light, and boy, do they ever move the basketball well side to side. Here's Baylog. She'll go to work on Ryan. Loses her footing, skips it to Miller. Now a 3 from Florence on the wing. No good. Rebounded by Hilling. They'll get another look at it. Hilling in the corner to Baylog. Baseline drive. Cut off. She floats it up and in. It didn't look like she wanted to shoot that one.
Strength.
She makes it. 29-16. And McKinnon Hall can't connect as she'll throw a 3-quarter court shot up as time expires here in the first half. 29-16. Parkersburg leads it. We'll return with the Johnson Insurance Agency halftime report after this on C98, The Bull.
What we do here is go back.
Hi, I'm Jeff McCoy with 21 Country Market. We're proud to be in our 21st year of serving Jackson County and the surrounding communities. For all your fuel, food, and hardware needs, visit one of the 21 Country Market family of stores where it's always fast, friendly, and helpful. For more information, visit 21country.com.
we have got to find a way to get out on shooters if we're going to play that zone, because they are going to throw skip passes. They put a lot of mustard on that ball. They move it very quickly. I don't know if the last couple of possessions, Brian, if they ever even put the ball on the floor except for bringing it into the front court. So, great job offensively by the Big Reds. And, you know, one of the things that helps is they are so deep and able to substitute. Lady Vikings not as deep on the bench, and most of our starters have went the whole way for the Lady Vikings. You can see a little fatigue, especially when you're in that zone running around everywhere. Makes it a little difficult. But the big thing is the live ball turnovers. Led to a lot of easy buckets for them, Brian, to start the second period of play. And then they just turn those into points. So we've got to clean it up.
You know, Jeff, you look at the scoreboard, and it looks better than it does on this stat sheet. We should be losing by a lot more than we actually are. Parkersburg is 11 of 32 from the floor. The Vikings only attempted 13 shots. They're 5 of 13, 38%. Not great, but not terrible. But when they have 19 more shot attempts than you, and they've made almost as many as you've attempted, you're very fortunate to only be down 13 points.
Yeah, and, you know, most of our shots have not been forced. We've had a couple, you know, went in there and maybe a little bit out of control, or, you know, just decided, hey, we better fire one up. We've been passing this ball around for a while. But for the most part, we've taken good shots. But you've got to take more than that to stay with a team like this, because they're going to just keep firing it, Brian. And in that zone, it makes it very difficult for us to find the offensive players, get a body on them, box out, which leads to second and even third shot opportunities. They just shoot it too well. When they warmed up, it was lights out there in the second period.
You got to protect. We talked about valuing the basketball, and there were several times in that first half where you talked about lazy passes through the arms of the zone, and also not coming to meet the basketball. I saw that 2 or 3 times, almost like a receiver coming back to the quarterback's pass. You have to go get the ball as well. You can't just allow it to come to them, because you got defenders who have a right to that basketball as well. And when it's in the air, they have every right to it as you.
Sure, and what makes it even worse, Brian, is if you don't and they pick it off, you're flat-footed and they're going the other way. So it makes it very difficult to defend. But, you know, our girls have got to come out and play with some confidence here in the second half. They can't, you know, continue to turn the ball over. They can't continue to allow Parkersburg additional shots. As you said, the shot chart is ugly as far as attempts made. So to get back into this game, we're going to have to get some stops. We're going to have to be more aggressive on the offensive end, not forcing the ball, but yet being aggressive. Have you seen how many times Parkersburg has got their feet in the paint? And it didn't lead to a layup, but it might lead to a kick out and a wide open three. The defense does crazy things when people penetrate. So you got to get your feet in the paint. You got to make something happen.
Jeff, you look at these stats, and if you're Coach Kennedy, you're looking for some answers. What do they have to do in this second half to get back into it?
Well, number one is be strong with the basketball. You can't allow the Big Reds to just continue to pressure you and get live ball turnovers. We've talked about it. Somebody's got to step up. We were doing a great job early in the ball game of looking ahead and throwing it over the top of the pressure on the press by Parkersburg Big Reds. So we've got to look ahead. You've got to look through the defense, as you said, and not throw it through the defense. We are not doing very well thus far tonight about faking a pass and making a pass. We're just not doing it. We're getting a little antsy. We're trying to move it quicker than we need to. So we got to eliminate the turnovers. Defensively, we got to decide what we're going to do. If we're going to play man-to-man, you got to be able to get out on shooters. You got to stop penetration. If we're going to go zone, you've got to look and see where they're lining up. As I said, there were a couple times down when we were in a zone, and really it was kind of like a little matchup. But you got to guard in an area where there's players. A couple times down out front, there was nobody to guard. and they just continue to swing the ball around the perimeter and find a wide-open shooter in the corner. You got to go guard it. And what's happening is we're guarding in the low post, and the low post can't get out to her. We got to swing, and we got to find those guys. So it's not that difficult. I know Coach Kennedy and the coaching staff have made those adjustments at the half. We're just going to have to execute them.
It's about effort as well, Jeff. If the Vikings can put forth a good effort here in the second half, they can crawl back into this thing. We'll see what happens. When we return, you've been listening to the Johnson Insurance Agency Halftime Report. Lady Vikings trail Lady Big Reds from Parkersburg 29-16. More Lady Viking hoops after this on C98, The Bull.
Roberts.
She has been. Lady Vikes needed. Kissin Roberts, 4 points right out of the gate. 2 Lady Viking turnovers, and Baldwin gets an easy one off the inbounds as, again, they fall asleep on the inbounds, and Kiana gets an easy bucket. It's 33-18.
And she knew it. Roberts looked it over at the coach and said, I wasn't even watching.
She's allowed a mistake. She's been incredible here tonight. Has Roberts, and she's going to get another easy look at one. She misses one that she hasn't missed all evening, and out of there with the rebound comes Aaron Ryan. 33-18, Lady Vikes chance to cut it back to 13, and that's 3 on Roberts. That's big. That is a big foul.
Yeah, you know, our guards love them. They got to realize when they got somebody beat. Sometimes we get them on our hip and we slow down and stop, and it allows them to recover and cut us off. You just got to keep going.
Here's Ryan with it, guarded closely by Miller.
Right there.
Yep. Could have kept coming this way and got away from the defender, brought her back into it, and McKinnon will penetrate into the paint, reach, and ball's loose. Shanklin tracks it down, and there's a foul on Taylor Miller. That'll be her first. Team second.
That was a gift, and we got an injured. Oh, no, it's Roberts. Hopefully.
On the foul, number 1.
maybe cramping a little bit, and they're
I hope it's not
slow
a
to get
knee or
to her.
something, because she got tangled up with McKinnon, I think, when she came down the middle of the floor, and she's in some pain out there.
You know, we will certainly hope that Kristen Roberts is all right. They're attending to her right leg, so we would not speculate on what it might be. Jeff, let's step out as they attend to Roberts. 33-18. Parkersburg leads at 6.5 minutes remaining here in the third period. More Lady Viking basketball after this on C98, The Bull. Going to be okay.
You know, anytime something pops or something happens like that, it scares you more than anything at first, and I think it did just that to her. Good to see her up.
33-18, Lady Vikes inbounds, and that's where they've been making their hay tonight. Morgan Shanklin gets a bucket off the inbounds and a foul. She's going to get a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play. That foul is going to be on Baylog, her first, team's third. Morgan Shanklin in the scoring column.
So let's see if the Lady Vikes can climb their way right back into this thing with a little aggressive defense and some pretty good offense. There's a good rebound there.
Free throw no good. Hall with the rebound. Putback won't go. Rebound by Baylog. Here they come the other way. McHale's three. Left wing no good. Tracked down by Florence. Skip pass from Miller to Florence. They'll reset. 33-20 your score.
Lady Vikes back in that 2-3 zone again, Brian. We got to match up better out of it.
Here's a three from Baylog. That's no good. Tracked down by Baylog in the corner. They just cannot seem to keep them off the glass. Shanklin's down, and she's going to be whistled for a technical as she got frustrated with the fact that she had fallen on her leg and
had a Parkersburg player laying on her that wouldn't get up, and her leg was bent awkwardly up underneath of her, and she got frustrated. She kicked to try to get loose, and they called the foul and a technical.
So they're going to discuss it with Coach Kennedy. And it will be, it's going to be on Shanklin, as we said. So it's a personal foul as well, Jeff. And Baylog misses the first. 33-20, the score remains.
Well, that's a tough one. I mean, she did kick her.
She did. Yeah, I mean, they had to call it technical. I mean, you know, you couldn't let that go. Baylog makes one of two, but she was frustrated. And Jeff, quite honestly, I don't really think Hood was trying to lay on her. I think she was struggling to get up. It was just one of those weird
Very
plays.
Awkward.
Yeah, it was just a really awkward play and fell in the favor of Parkersburg, and they have the basketball back with a 14-point lead. 5:45 to go here in the third. Nice defense. Sophie comes out of the steal after the deflection by Aaron Ryan out of the hand of Baylog. Lady Vikes back in the front court. Hall in the corner to Nichols. Covered up by Hood. Back to Hall. Back to Nichols, right wing. Skip pass to the free throw line to Baldwin. Now in the corner to Hall. Her three off the back of the iron. And they're going to call Sophie for a push, and that's a rough call. But it will go over to Parkersburg.
Tough call, as you said. She's in there battling, trying to get something going for the Lady Vikes after the long rebound. And
Game's been officiated very well, though. It's hard to say a whole lot about that one. You can see the arms extended a little bit, but that happens a lot. Here's a three, Florence, far corner, and she buries it.
Toughest three-point shot on the floor, and they have been very consistent with it tonight.
That skip pass has killed the Vikings defensively, and then Sophie turns it over. Stolen by McHale. Here comes Miller with it into the front court. Back to McHale. She passes on a three to Baylog. Down under the basket to Hood, and she misses a 1-footer. You're not going to see that too often.
No, Baldwin, and wow, what a play by Ryan.
Ryan saves it. Back into the front court. Hall to Ryan to Baldwin. Nichols, left wing three. Got it. Maybe that'll get him going.
She came out in the second half to warm up, and she made 3 or 4 in a row from just that spot, so maybe she ought to find it more often because she drilled that one.
She has 9, and it is back to a 14-point game.
A lot of time left. Lady Vikes just got to play solid on the defensive end.
There's a skip pass, and that one's thrown in to the Viking stands on the far sideline. Vikings a chance here to cut into this lead. Out of the ball game comes Hood and Baylog. Checking in will be Harvey and Hilling. You talked about 14 points off the bench for her tonight. 37-23 your score. Ryan with it in the front court. She'll penetrate, double team. Nice pass to Shanklin, and a reach from behind is going to be called on Brylan Florence. Florence, excuse me. I've been calling her Florence all night. It's Florence. That will be Florence's second. Morgan Shanklin to the line. She's 0 for 1 this evening. Make it 0 for 2 as she back irons the first.
Got to knock these freebies back down, Brian, with the clock stop. 3:55 to go here in the third period. This is how you get back into a ball game.
That one's up and in, so 1 of 2 for Morgan. Coach Kennedy, you can hear him asking for the carry. 37-24. Harvey with it. Up the near sideline, now off to Florence. She'll shoot a 3. Maybe some contact, no call. Harvey with a rebound. Offensive rebounds just piling up. Here's an elbow jumper on the way. Banks it in from Hilling, and she has 16 tonight off the bench.
When it's going good, it's going good.
Sophie into the front court. Shanklin lays it up and in. That's how you beat that pressure.
Just got to look ahead. When you look side to side, you're playing right into their hands.
39-26. Lady Vikes need a stop. Here's Florence again. 3 left of the circle. That's no good. Rebound by McHale. Putback won't go. Rebounded by Hall. Turned it, well, not turned over. Looked like they were going to. Quickly into the front court. Lady Vikes have numbers. Here's Ryan. Off to Nichols. She'll penetrate. And a big foul that time by Haley McHale. That'll be her first. Team's 5th. Sophie will go to the line, looking to get into double figures. She has 9 so far here tonight.
And Brian, as we have said many times, 2:44 to go here. You get it under 10. Getting into the final period, you got to feel good about yourself, but we got to knock down these free throws.
Roberts is back in there. That's a good sign, Jeff. If you're a Viking fan, you kind of cringe to see her back out on the floor, but you're happy she's healthy.
Sure.
She's had a big-time game here tonight. Nichols, 1 of 2. Lady Vikes continue to make 1 of 2. And they've trimmed the lead to 12 now. A 11-10 quarter here in the third so far.
Got to get a stop.
Here's Miller, left wing. She'll dribble it back out. Top circle, cross court to Harvey. She'll get a screen from Hilling. She'll lose handle, and Sophie comes out of there with it. Here come the Lady Vikes. Ball on the ground. Hall with it, and somebody is either hurt or a timeout.
Sophie's down.
Lady Vikes bailed out there as the official takes a timeout, and Sophie got hit hard. Looks like she's going to be all right. She's going to walk it off.
She and McKinnon Hall both went headlong in there diving for that ball. But, man, there was a lot of contact out here at the midcourt line, partner.
Big break for the Lady Vikes, too, as Hall was on the floor, nowhere to go with it, on her knees. And thankfully, Sophie is okay, but they turn it right back over. Here's Florence with a steal. Great job playing the passing lanes by Florence. Here's a corner three on the way, no good. Rebounded by, you guessed it, Parkersburg. A three again, no good. And Baldwin with the rebound, finally and over the back. Kiana, a good job battling in there. And that's going to be on Florence. That'll be her third, Jeff.
And Kiana Baldwin slammed the ball down, and official goes over and whispers something in her ear. Good job of officiating, but not just calling. She got hit pretty hard from behind, and she's been in there battling all night.
Lady Vikes, Jeff, chance to cut it to 10, maybe 9 with a 3. As we tick down the last few minutes of the third, Ryan with it. Right wing, Baylog guarding her. She'll get a screen from Hall. Switch off to Harvey. Dribble handoff to Hall. Back to Ryan, down short corner to Shanklin, off to Baldwin, shot up, no good. Kiana's fouled. Kiana taking over a little bit here late in this third period.
Brian, on their press, they're wanting us to throw it to the sidelines where they can get us trapped. McKinnon's got to look ahead and see where they're spreading out. The middle's wide open. Just take it right down the middle and let these wing people move up the sides. And we'll get a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-3 every time.
Kiana gets the first. Hilling will come out. Hood will check back in. Kiana with 5 here tonight. The senior connects on both.
Great job.
Back to a 10-point game.
We're getting into that.
Stop and a bucket here from the Lady Vikes would put them right back into the thick of this thing. Baylog, a good pass to Miller, cross court. Miller will dribble it out. Lady Vikes, good job defensively. Rotating high hands on the shooters, Jeff. You hear coaches talk about that a lot. Taylor, a beautiful pass. The Hood, great defense from the offside in Aaron Ryan getting a block. Fantastic play by her.
Coach looking at the outside official, and he says, not my call.
109, Baylog, 3, left of the circle, short. Taylor with the rebound. Roberts, put back up and in.
Just
she has 13.
Lady Vikes had crawled their way back into this thing and had an opportunity.
41-29, there's another steal from Baylog. Looking to push it back out. Here's Roberts, 3, near corner. No good. That's off the top of the backboard, Jeff. Is that not out of bounds?
Yeah, it should have been.
They're going to call a tie-up.
Gives Parkersburg the ball underneath their basket.
Big break for the Big Reds. The side is in play, correct? The side and underneath, but the top.
Yeah, the top
is out of bounds.
It was very close to the standard, but.
Here's Miller on the inbounds. They can hope for the final shot, leading by 12. This is a big opportunity here for the Vikings if they can get a stop.
Whoa.
Nearly deflecting that one was Hall. Here's Baylog, cross court now to Hood. Hood back to Miller, top circle. Now to Harvey, shuffles her feet, gets away with it, drives to the bucket, can't finish. Roberts with the rebound, and then stolen away by McKinnon Hall.
The strength and tenacity of McKinnon Hall pays off for the Lady Vikings there.
Here's Hall down the lane, lays it up and in, back to a 10-point game. Strength from McKinnon Hall. She has 5 points. Here's Roberts at the buzzer. Are they going to count it? They're going to count it. What a shot by Kiston Roberts as time expires in the third period to push the lead back out to 13. That could be a backbreaker. 44-31 your score here. Lady Vikings trail. As we go to the fourth, we'll be back. More Lady Viking basketball after this on C98, The Bull. 19, thanks in large part to Kristen Roberts. Jeff, in the break, I said, and I think you agree, she's as good as anyone we've seen on this floor all season long that has played against the Lady Vikes as they come out with a miss here to begin the period. Then a turnover on the other end, stolen by Ryan. Lady Vikes with an opportunity here to crawl back into it. And a turnover as, again, Lady Vikes can't take advantage, and they give it right back to the Lady Big Reds.
Yeah, just, unforced turnovers. We talked about it all the game, and I know it sounds like a broken record, but, boy, they just kill your momentum.
Here's Miller with it. 44-31. Back to Baylog, across the top of the circle. Here's Hood at the elbow. She's tied up, and they're going to call a travel.
She slams the ball to the court. Not mad at anyone but herself that time. And here come the Lady Vikes, another opportunity.
Here's Shanklin with it. Back to Hall.
Look at the middle.
Back to Nichols. And ball deflected out of bounds by, you guessed it, Kristen Roberts.
You make it a lot easier, Brian, when you throw it where they want you to throw it. And we've done that a lot tonight. I kind of interrupted you and said, look at the middle of the floor, because there's a big old open box right there.
Well, your tendency, Jeff, is to always go to the sideline for whatever reason. Here's a drive by Hall. She takes it up and in through the contact. You saw it when West Virginia was really good in the full court pressure, Jeff. You saw college ball handlers taking the ball to the boundary. For whatever reason, that's your natural tendency to do that. Here's another turnover. Lady Vikings crawling back into this thing, and you see the Lady Vikes doing it here tonight, and they turn it right back over.
And then McKenna steals it back.
Off to Baldwin. She can't finish. And on the other end, a foul on Sophie Nichols. You wonder why that tendency is, Jeff, to always go to the boundary, because you're playing right into their hands. As you said, when you watch a good guard beat pressure, they do it from the middle of the floor.
A lot of contact down underneath with Baldwin. Coach Kennedy had the ear of the official all the way up, and he's really frustrated not getting any calls inside.
Well, it's an 11-point game. Was an 11-point. Nope, still is. And a foul on Kiana Baldwin. Kristen Roberts, a hard cut to the basket. Kiana picks up her first foul.
As you said, she's a player, and she finds a way to get her hands on the ball in a good position to score it. She's a senior, and it shows.
Jeff, that one's up. No good. Hall with the rebound. She kind of, if you look into the future a little bit, Jeff, she's the build of Sophie Nichols, but she's a senior. So she's stronger, a little bit bigger, but that's what I kind of see Sophie Nichols turning into by the time she's a senior.
Yeah, you can tell she's very mature. She knows where to go on made and missed shots. She's very good at positioning herself on the court, and that is what a senior does.
She makes one of two, 45-33, 32nd timeout. We'll keep it here with 6:44 to go in the ball game, and 22 turnovers, Jeff, for the Vikings. 19 offensive rebounds for Parkersburg here tonight, and that has resulted in 29 more shot attempts than the Vikings have had.
Yeah, and that's very difficult, Brian, when you're outgunned that much, but it's go time for the Lady Vikes. We're going to have to get out of that zone. It's just they can run too much clock. They're too patient. We got to get out in a man-to-man. We got to play up underneath people. We got to force people opposite and overplay the next pass. If we're going to get back in this thing, we've got to turn them over a little bit or force them to miss shots. And in that zone, they don't have to shoot it.
Lady Vikes trying to beat the pressure. Throw ahead to Ryan. Ryan with it. Guarded closely by Roberts underneath the basket. She goes to Baldwin. Back out to Nichols, right wing. Back out to Hall, and they'll reset. 6:12 to go. 45-33. Parkersburg leads it. Hall to Nichols. To Shanklin in the corner. Near corner. Back to Hall. Back to Nichols. Ball deflected. She gathers it in. Drives to the basket. Shot. Up. And no good, but a foul is going to be called on Baylog. Her second. Lady Vikes shooting free throws the rest of the way.
And watch how Parkersburg, Brian, plays defense. It's hard on the ball. Everybody else has helped. So even when somebody gets beat, there's other players that leave their players, and then everybody rotates. Eventually, there's somebody open, but you got to really move that basketball to find them.
Really hard closeouts on the shooters, and it's made it difficult as Sophie makes the first. Back to an 11-point game. This gets it to 10 if she can connect with 5:59 to go. There it is. A little smoother stroke as we're used to seeing out of her from the free throw line. She makes both. 10-point advantage for Parkersburg and 12 points for Sophie. And Roberts beats everyone down the floor and gets an easy bucket.
Yeah, they just moved the ball so well with good, firm passes. And another turnover for the Lady Vikes. Look at the difference, Brian. They threw 3 passes and got a layup, and we throw that little loopy pass, and it's just too easy to recover. So and that's just, again, you look at their lineup, their experience. They got a lot of seniors.
Yeah,
that's exactly sure right.
Here's Baylog. Off to Miller. She'll reset. Back to Florence. Cut off by Hall. Good defense there. Hood with it. Left wing. Head and shoulders fake to the basket. And a foul is going to be called on McKinnon Hall. Her second. Team's 5th. London Hood to the line. She is scoreless so far here tonight.
You got Miller, number 1, and Roberts, 15 out there, Brian, that are seniors. The one that surprised me is Baylog's a sophomore.
Yeah,
and the rest are juniors.
She plays like a senior.
Yeah. She's,
no question about it.
She's a very heady player, strong with the basketball.
In and out as she misses both. And Kiana Baldwin out of there with the rebound.
And that's the way I like for her to rebound. You see her attack that thing and rip it free.
Lady Vikes pick up their dribble. They got to attack that defense. Can't continue to yo-yo it across the top of the defense and a turnover. Stolen by Florence.
Hood, 25 out there, is also a senior.
Nobody stops the basketball, and Baylog pulls up for a 3 in transition. It's no good. Goes off to the Vikings. They
caught a break there.
Dodged a bullet for sure. Somehow they're just hanging around. That Parkersburg should be up by more than 12, Jeff, when you look at the stat sheet and the domination, how they've dominated us on the offensive glass, and the Vikings have turned it over so many times. Here's Ryan. Into the paint, shot up and in. That's the take you want to see her.
We got to just keep clawing back into this thing, Brian, and you want to get it on the defensive end, because I don't think Parkersburg's going to slow down and hold it on us.
She didn't stop on that drive, though, Jeff. She kept going and got herself a couple of points. She's got to continue to do that as Hall takes a hip check on that. Oh, great spin move by Baylog. Shot, can't finish. Roberts with the rebound. Here's a 3 by Miller. She rattles it in.
You give them that many shots, eventually one's going to fall, but McKinnon Hall took 2 shots that time, one in the mouth, and then got knocked to the floor.
Another Lady Viking turnover. It's Roberts again. Here she comes in transition. Finds a shooter. Farrance in the corner. Good. Just like that. Coach Kennedy has to take another timeout. 53-37. We went from a 10-point game back out to 16 just that quickly. Full timeout. We'll take 1-2. Parkersburg 53, your Vikings 37. More Lady Viking basketball after this on C98, The Bull. back out by 16 as time running out on the Lady Vikes here. They have numbers. Here comes Nichols. Her shot. A late whistle.
Whoa.
A late whistle. Roberts is going to be called for the foul. That's going to be a 4 on her.
Nichols at the Lady Viking line.
I can understand the frustration there as the late whistle and the trail official called it, not the official under the basket. But we'll take it. Lady Vikes need every break they can get. Nichols gets to the free throw line, makes the first. She has 13 as she leads all Viking scorers here tonight.
Sophie grins after that when she shot that really flat and she knew it, and she was giving a little body English to get that thing in. That one looks better.
That is the blueprint for Sophie Nichols. Kristen Roberts. Watch the game film. That's exactly who Sophie can be. And here's a 3 from Roberts. Got it straight away. Wow, what a night for her. She has 22. It's 56-39. And the ball kicked and deflected out of bounds by Taylor Miller with 3:35 to go in this ball game. Jeff, she has played as well as, I forget the name of the Parkersburg boy that tore us up here as well. And a 3 from Baylog, no good. Rebounded by Hood, put back, no good. Roberts can't hang on out of bounds to the Vikes.
She's a player. She can go inside, she can go outside. She's knocked down a couple threes. She gathers herself very well when she catches the ball. She's solid with it.
Another turnover, stolen by Baylog. 56-39.
And Parkersburg just continues to look to score on the offensive set.
Great spin move that time by Baylog. Off to Miller. 3 off the wing. Roberts knew she missed that one. Aaron Ryan with a rebound. She's trapped in the near corner. She'll throw it off the leg of Kristen Roberts and dodge a bullet. Harvey will check into the ball game for Hood.
Harvey returning for the Big Reds.
2:48 to go in this one. Parkersburg has it handled so far, unless the Vikes can make a last-second push here. And Ryan tied up on the floor with Taylor. It will go back to Parkersburg.
And again, the Lady Vikes just having ball handling problems and turnover issues, Brian, and led to a lot of points off turnovers by Parkersburg.
Baylog across the timeline. Nice crossover. Baylog, really tight dribble, Jeff. She keeps that ball really close to her body when she spins. It's tough to defend that. I mean, she is so good with that, and only a sophomore.
Yeah, next team foul on the Lady Vikes will put them in the double bonus. In the bonus rather.
A round of applause for Kristen Roberts as she comes off the floor with 22 points tonight. What a great night for her. Baylog crossover. Nice no-look pass under the bucket to McHale. She lays it up and in. 58-39. They've blown it open. 14-8 quarter so far here in the fourth. Here's Nichols. Back to Hall. Back to Ryan. At the elbow to Baldwin. Back to Hall for 3. Got it.
Two consecutive losses by the Lady Vikes to two really good ball clubs, and that's where we want to be, partner.
Absolutely. And you got to tip your cap to Parkersburg. I mean, they played fantastic. They had girls with big nights. Roberts one of them as they connect on their 12th 3 of the night. You just have to tip your cap to the opponent when they can put 12 threes on you. It becomes a long night as Florence has called for her third personal with 1:30 to go in this ball game.
Double bonus for the Lady Vikings.
12 of 32 from behind the arc here tonight. As I said, they shoot it early and often from 3. Sophie Nichols rolls that one up and across the front of the rim and drops in for her 15th point of the night. 61-43. Dominant performance here tonight as they are on their way to their 9th consecutive win and their 13th win of the season. Baylog will check out, and Bryce Smith will check in with 1:30 to go in the ball game. Keep an eye on that sophomore.
She plays with a lot of confidence for a sophomore.
As well she should. 61-44. 3, Hilling. That's off the mark. Tracked down by Harvey. Back out to McHale. Back to Smith. Smith nearly throws it away as McKinnon playing the passing lane. Nearly got the steal.
And there's no quitting that young lady. McKinnon Hall's going to play till the buzzer goes off and on both ends of the floor.
So a push there is going to be whistled on Aaron Ryan. That's 7 fouls. That will send Smith to the free throw line. Got a chance to get into the scoring column here tonight. 61-44 the score. Short on that one. Baldwin with the rebound. Here comes Ryan into the front court. Nichols, far corner 3 on the way. Short. Tracked down by Smith. Pass ahead to McHale. She'll dribble it back out. Nice no-look pass to Hilling. Cutting in that secondary break, and she's going to get to the line. She couldn't connect, Jeff, but what a pass from Haley McHale.
Good job of hustling back there by McKinnon Hall to stop the ball, but as you said, a terrific no-look pass. And Hilling, she was too close to the basket to knock that one down.
She has 17 tonight. She has been tremendous here.
Off the bench.
Farnes will check out. Into the ball game, Jensen Varner. Hilling connects. She has 18.
Hilling will be back next year too. She's a junior, so they've got some sharp shooters. And
34s checking in as they're maybe trying to get in the ball game. Here's Nichols. Back to Ryan between the circles. Off the Hall, near wing. 30 seconds. They're going to call a foul, and that may have been to get these young ladies in the ball game, Jeff.
Yeah, I think that's what that foul was all about.
There wasn't a whole
lot more contact, and he's grinning down at the Parkersburg.
And that is a really good job of officiating. I mean, you gotta give him that. I mean, I like that. You like to see these girls get a chance to get in the game.
It's not going to change the outcome of the ball game one iota. So these guys have done a pretty good job here tonight.
Maybe the best I've seen all season long, Jeff, to be honest with you, on either side, boys or girls side. McKinnon back irons that one. Tracks down the rebound. And Shanklin was on the end line as she was trying to get that.
Everybody watching the ball was...
You have Bryce Smith, Paige Roberts, Jensen Varner, Peyton Loudon, and Kaylee Rexroad in the ball game for Parkersburg. It's Roberts with it. Now across court to Rexroad. Smith, head and shoulder fake to the bucket, lays it up and in.
And her teammates...
65-45, your score.
Very happy for her.
6 seconds. Sophie will force a 3 left wing as time expires. Can't connect. Hall with the rebound. And no time to get the shot off. Lady Vikings drop one here. They fall to 13-5 on the season. Parkersburg improves to 13-4. We'll step out. We'll return with the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital postgame report after this on C98, The Bull. For Lady Vikes, but man, you got to give a lot of credit to Parkersburg. They have a really, really good basketball team, and boy, we haven't seen it too many ladies teams play this year, but they're by far the best we've seen so far.
Oh, too much Kristen Roberts and Riley Hilling here tonight, and you throw in Bayla Hogg and the host of the Miller and the others. I mean, they're solid. I don't know how this team, like I said, lost early in the season like they did. They played some pretty good competition, but, man, they're on a roll now, and you can see why.
Well, they've got 9 in a row. Lady Vikings, as you mentioned a moment ago, have dropped 2 in a row now, so they kind of go back to the drawing board and have to figure out what's next for them, as they will go to Nitro on Wednesday. So a big game. They have to regroup quickly because, again, like the boys going down to Nitro tomorrow night. The girls go down there Wednesday. Both sectional opponents for both the boys and the girls teams.
Yeah, they mean something. Great job of Coach Kennedy and getting this game on the schedule. He knew what kind of team they had, what they were up against, and it's a learning lesson. I mean, you said it earlier. You even said it to Coach Kennedy as he walked by, they've got some players like Roberts. That's where we want to be. I can see Sophie Nichols 2 years from now developing into that type of player that could dominate a ball game.
Same type of game, but Roberts a little bit more physically mature now than Sophie is, and that's only reason for that is the senior-sophomore situation. Sophie is sophomore, Roberts is senior. She can be that player, and if she is, look out.
Like I say, I really like our team. I mean, there are just some nights when you go out there to match up and youth and inexperience gets handled by some senior leadership and a lot of experience. So they just are really, really a nice basketball team. Very well coached, very aggressive, and we should learn something from this. This is a good film to keep and, archive this thing.
Yep.
Because there's some lessons that can be learned by reviewing this.
A couple numbers only you really need to hear about this post game, Jeff. They had 22 offensive rebounds compared to 3 for us. We turned the ball over 28 times compared to 13 for them. Conversely, they shot the basketball 38 more times than we did. 38 more shot attempts. They were 24 makes. The Vikings had 26 attempts.
Yeah, and thus a 20-point loss. And as you said earlier, I don't know how it's this close. I mean, the number of shots they were getting off, the number of offensive rebounds and opportunities, it could have been a whole lot worse.
Well, Jeff, that'll do it here tonight from the Health Center. Lady Vikings fall 65-45 to the Lady Big Reds from Parkersburg. Our next broadcast on C98 The Bull will be Wednesday night right here from the Health Center, as the Viking boys team will host St. Albans. So we'll see how they bounce back tomorrow night. That game will not be on the air due to a conflict with WVU basketball, but they back-to-back. They're going to be right back here after a road game tomorrow night, playing against St. Albans, and it'll be a big test for them.
Yeah, and St. Albans can be a very good basketball team. Just depends on which St. Albans team shows up. They've got a lot of talent. Sometimes they play a little bit too much individual, not enough team. So, but coming off the game, as you said, against Nitro, that will be a huge, huge opportunity for the Vikings.
So we say thank you to all of our sponsors of Viking basketball and C98 The Bulls. Special thanks to Rick Shannon, our station manager, pulling double duty tonight, station manager and at Viking Control. Flawless work by our boss back at the station tonight.
Back in the saddle.
Good work, Mr. Rick Shadow Shannon, for Lady Viking Hoops tonight. We wrap it up. Lady Vikes fall 65-45 to Parkersburg. For Jeff Waybart, I'm Brian Johnson. Thanks for listening. Have a great night. God bless.